At last, I can finally say it. I'm Batman. In VR, of course. Roll titles, and remember we're born to respawn. Or become Batman. I'm going to talk about the story, graphics, audio, and gameplay in this review of Camouflage's epic Batman Arkham Shadow game, which has just released exclusively on MetaQuest 3 and Quest 3S. The story. Gotham City is in chaos. The Rat King and his crazed followers are threatening to raze the city to the ground. When one of the cultists is killed, the media blames an enraged Batman, plunging him into a crisis of conscience. He must race to save the city he has sworn to protect before it turns against him. Featuring an original story set between Arkham Origins and Arkham Asylum, including the full voice cast from those games, including Roger Craig Smith as Batman, Mark Rolston as James Gordon, and Martin Jarvis as Alfred, amongst others. No spoilers. The game has a fully immersive, fast-paced story bathed in Gotham City lore. There is a compelling investigative work as you explore clues, puzzles, and mysterious leads as the world's greatest detective. Crunching, visceral combat built exclusively for VR, featuring fluid movement, varied thugs, and stunning, brutal takedowns. Or you can enter Predator mode to take down your enemies using stealth, cunning, and the dark shadows of Gotham City and Blackgate Prison, including all of Batman's iconic gadgets like the grapnel gun, batarang, explosive gel, to name just a few. Become the Batman. Graphics. Before we go further, any pixelation or artifacts you may see are caused by casting to my PC using the MetaQuest Developer Hub, then recording with OBS. The headset is already running at near maximum, so this recording puts extra strain on the system, just so you know. Now that's out of the way, prior to the release of Batman Arkham Shadow, the best looking games on standalone MetaQuest were Moss Book 2, Red Matter 2, and Meta's own Asgard's Wrath 2. These games really showed the power of the standalone headset utilising the Qualcomm XR2 Gen 2 chip. Well, we have a new king of standalone graphics, and it's the Batman. There is a point in the game where you exit the sewers to reveal the full glory of Gotham City under siege. Darkened skies with 4th of July fireworks in the background. Gloomy, gothic buildings against the bat signal imposing itself on the clouds. The character models are good, especially the rat cultists you fight against. They have all clearly been working out, and their muscles bulge and glisten in the Gotham City gloom. It falls down a bit during cutscenes where the models don't look as clean, with some odd hair artifacts occurring, but seeing that all cutscenes are rendered using the in-game engine, I'll forgive them that little niggle. Other than that, the game is frequently jaw-dropping with gorgeous set pieces, loads of enemies on screen at the same time, and it runs at a steady frame rate. It is truly stunning and shows that standalone VR can be as visually impressive as PC VR given time, a talented team, and a decent budget. Audio. As mentioned in my intro, the full voice cast from the flat screen games are used in Arkham Shadows. This means that all the voice acting is of a very high quality. The ambient music, which is constantly playing in the background, increases the tension. Whether you are creeping through a duct, solving puzzles, or engaged in epic combat, the music is dynamic and adapts to your circumstances. Combat is made even better by the super crunchy impact with your fists, feet, knees, and even head on various body parts of the rat cultists you're fighting. One particular finishing move, where you smash a thug's knee with your elbow, is particularly gruesome. Plus, the sounds made by your grapnel gun, batarang, and explosive gel are familiar and well done. All in all, the game is a treat for your ears. Gameplay. In Batman Arkham Shadow, you were doing one of 4 things: taking part in story exposition, carrying out detective work, exploring areas of Gotham City, or taking part in combat, either overtly or covertly. The story is played out via a series of interactive cutscenes which can be skipped if you just want to progress the story. There is also dialogue with various characters while carrying out tasks, plus some NPCs can be interacted with in certain areas. Just don't try and talk to them when they're charging at you with a stun baton, okay?
By the way, I'm keeping this crowbar.
Don't care.
Bye!
There are certain sections where Batman must use his detective skills to investigate clues and decide what path to take next. Activate detective vision, search for clues, then solve the puzzle linked to the scene. There is nothing too taxing here, but it does make a nice change from the frenetic pace of the rest of the game. In every part of the map there are hidden nooks and crannies stuffed to the gills with collectibles, puzzles and hidden lore from the Batman comics and games. The puzzles start out fairly easy and can usually be solved with a well-thrown batarang, but as you progress they get more and more complicated as you upgrade your gadgets and abilities. Speaking of upgrades, as you earn XP by fighting or taking down enemies silently, you can invest your points in 4 key areas. These are combat, batsuit, gadgets and predator. The more Wayne Tech upgrade points you score, the more you can invest in keeping Batman alive and relatively healthy. You will be taking part in a lot of combat, and this is one area I was worried wouldn't work very well. The Batman flat screen games relied on timing and exact button combos for taking down enemies. Fear not, the developers Camouflage have come up with a superb solution to the ultra-fluid combat of the Batman games. They have dispensed with the button presses almost entirely and have introduced a combat system where you actually throw punches according to on-screen prompts. A simple circle is a straight punch. 3 vertical arrows is a hook punch, either left, right, up or down in any manner of combos. There are 2-fisted strikes, flying knees, cape swipes and even a move where you can backflip over an opponent to attack from behind. Very handy for those pesky stun baton wielding enemies. If an enemy is attacking off screen, you get a blue fist icon which drains as they get nearer. Just throw your fist out in that direction and you will counter, opening them up to multiple strikes. It's slick, involving, intuitive, a huge amount of fun and absolutely knackering. I came away from each encounter breathing heavily, covered in sweat but hugely elated, as it makes you actually feel like you are Batman. It is brilliantly done. As you progress, the enemies get tougher and more varied, but to counter that, you can unlock multiple batarang strikes, better smoke bombs, and my favourite, the explosive gel, which when detonated can take down multiple enemies at once. Very handy for crowd control in those sticky situations. One of the best moments of each fight is the combo counter. When unlocked, complete 8 strikes without taking any damage and you hit the B button to initiate a brutal instant takedown. Very satisfying and equally painful for your opponent. Did I mention collectibles? There are a literal ton of items to find. Telephone numbers to scan that reveal background lore, rat radios, rat king statues, rat bombs, patient tapes, and you know me, I love a nice collectible. There are also a ton of comfort options for the less experienced players. I just banged it onto full immersion as I have very strong VR legs, but I never felt any motion sickness even during the furious boss fights. Last but not least, there are combat and predator challenges. If you have completed a scene in the game, you can go back and play it again with increasingly difficult goals, all linked to a global points leaderboard. This adds a ton of replayability as well as a lengthy story campaign. For example, my main playthrough has taken over 10 hours and I am currently only 38% complete. Before I get to my conclusion, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. Please also consider subscribing and joining my channel membership. Thanks. Conclusion. Batman Arkham Asylum is my favourite flat screen superhero game. The developers Camouflage have taken everything great about that game and skillfully repackaged it for VR in Batman Arkham Shadow. The game oozes Batman lore, has a compelling story, great puzzles, a huge number of collectibles, replayability, and an absolutely stunning combat system. This is now my #1 favourite standalone game on Meta Quest 3 and 3S. Plus, if you purchase a Quest 3 or Quest 3S between the 25th of September 2024 and the 30th of April 2025, you get this game for free, as well as a 3-month trial of the subscription service Meta Quest Plus, which is a pretty sweet deal. Batman Arkham Shadow is a big budget blockbuster AAA in VR, and you should definitely include this game in your library. As always though, what do you think? Have you played any of the flat screen Batman games? Are you excited for this title, or are you put off by anything you've seen in this video? You know the drill. Get involved and comment down below. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. If you loved this content, please subscribe and join my channel membership like these lovely people did. You get custom badges, emojis, and an exclusive members-only channel on my Discord. If you want to watch more content from me, you can click here or here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.